He was just 20 years old, the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history. They called him the baddest man on the planet. But behind those terrifying eyes was a scared little boy from Brooklyn who had been broken long before he ever threw his first punch. This is the story of Mike Tyson, a man who earned $400 million and lost it all. Stay with me, because what happened to Mike Tyson will break your heart. June 30th, 1966. Michael Gerard Tyson was born in Brownsville, Brooklyn. They called it the murder capital of New York. His father walked out before he was born. His mother was an alcoholic, struggling to feed 3 children. When Mike was just 7 years old, a stranger sexually abused him on the street. He never told anyone. He buried it deep inside. But that trauma planted a seed of rage that would one day explode. By 13, Mike had been arrested 38 times. He joined a gang. He robbed people. By 11, he had tried cocaine. This wasn't a childhood. This was survival. But then, at his lowest moment, a guardian angel appeared. In 1978, 12-year-old Mike was sent to a reform school. A counselor named Bobby Stewart saw something special in this angry kid. He called legendary trainer Cus D'Amato. When Cus saw Mike throw his first punch, he said 6 words that became prophecy. That's the heavyweight champion of the world. Cus didn't just train Mike. He adopted him. When Mike's mother died of cancer in 1982, Mike was only 16, an orphan, and Cus became his father. Mike later said, "He was the first person who ever believed in me, the first person who ever loved me." Cus turned Mike's rage into a weapon. But on November 4th, 1985, Cus died of pneumonia. He never saw his prophecy come true. 1 year later, Mike Tyson knocked out Trevor Berbick and became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at just 20 years old. He unified all 3 titles: WBC, WBA, IBF. In 1988, he knocked out Michael Spinks in just 91 seconds and earned $30 million. Mike Tyson was on top of the world, but without Cus to guide him, the darkness was coming. After Cus died, promoter Don King entered Mike's life. Mike married actress Robin Givens. It was a disaster. She called their marriage pure hell on national television. The divorce was brutal, and Mike was spiraling, drinking, drugs, spending money like water. February 11th, 1990, Tokyo. Mike faced Buster Douglas. The odds were 42-1 against Douglas, but in the 10th round, the impossible happened. Douglas knocked out Tyson, the greatest upset in boxing history. The baddest man on the planet was lying on the canvas like a lost child. Then came the worst. In 1991, Mike was accused of rape. On February 10th, 1992, he was found guilty and sentenced to 6 years in prison. Mike has always maintained his innocence, but he paid the price. In prison, Mike converted to Islam. He read philosophy. After 3 years, he was released in March 1995. Mike came back to boxing. But on June 28, 1997, he did something no one would ever forget. The rematch against Evander Holyfield. Holyfield kept headbutting Tyson. Mike was frustrated, angry, and then in the 3rd round, he bit off a chunk of Holyfield's ear and spit it onto the canvas. Then, he bit the other ear. The fight was stopped. Mike was disqualified. His license was revoked. He was fined $3 million. The baddest man on the planet had become a cautionary tale. Years later, Mike admitted, "I bit him because I wanted to kill him. I really lost consciousness of the whole fight." Over his career, Mike earned $400 million. and he spent it all. Mansions, luxury cars, 3 Bengal tigers at $70,000 each, a $7 million gold bathtub. In 2003, Mike filed for bankruptcy, $27 million in debt after earning $400 million. But the worst tragedy had nothing to do with money. May 25th, 2009. Phoenix, Arizona. Mike's 4-year-old daughter Exodus got tangled in a treadmill cord. The next day, she died at the hospital. Mike told Oprah, "My first instinct was a lot of rage. I wanted to get my gun and go crazy, but I had the tools from rehab not to go in that direction." Losing Exodus broke something inside him that could never be fixed. After everything, the championships, the prison, the scandal, the bankruptcy, the loss of his daughter, you might think Mike Tyson's story was over, but you'd be wrong. Mike reinvented himself. He got sober. He married Lakeha Spicer, who helped him rebuild his life. He created a one-man show directed by Spike Lee. He wrote best-selling memoirs. He started a hit podcast. He appeared in the Hangover movies. He built a cannabis empire. And in November 2024, at 58 years old, Mike stepped back into the ring against 27-year-old Jake Paul. He lost by unanimous decision. But that wasn't the point. After everything, Iron Mike was still standing. Mike said, "I didn't think I'd make it through my 30s. My 30s were scary, but here I am. I'm not the same person I was. I'm better. I'm at peace." Mike Tyson was born in hell. He rose to become a god. He fell to the depths, and he climbed back up again. His story is about the human spirit, about how far we can fall and how high we can rise. Maybe that's the real lesson. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more stories like this. Until next time, stay blessed.